You know, as I'm on my way back, I'm on my way back from the Albany airport, 12 miles from my turn. 12 miles of my undivided attention. I had done a video, but a pretty somber video, right? Sulking a little bit. You know, I was so mad today. A number of reasons. We haven't had a bad run. It's just some of the horses I was expecting to do very well did not. And the ones that I expected to do good still did good. So it wasn't a complete waste of our last week or two, and it wasn't a horrible run. It just was not the run I expected to date. Now, I was doing a video a minute ago. A deer ran right in front of me. I missed him by 2 feet. Him or her. Don't know which it was. Don't recall any antlers. Could have been Bambi. I'm not sure. But literally missed it by 2 feet. Got up this morning and I was tired. It was 3:30 when I woke up. 3:40. I got underway, and got to the airport. Now, I fessed up. I said to Steve, you know, they canceled my flight to here yesterday. So as I was frantically trying to rebook, because you know what happens, everybody's flight got canceled. So everybody's trying to rebook right to wherever they're going. So as I was frantically, what you should do, just so you know, for the future, for all of you people out there, if you're not using that credit from that flight, if you don't have to use that credit, book your flight first, the flight you need. Because what I did was, in a rush to cancel that flight, I also canceled my flight to Kentucky. You may say, that sounds really stupid, Anthony. How would you do that? I have no idea. And I don't even know if it's the top 5 dumbest things I've ever done with respect to airports. No idea. Either way, it was canceled. So I get up this morning. I now had to book another flight. I didn't really pay attention. I knew that the flight was leaving from Albany at 6:20 in the morning. And I knew it was getting into Nashville at 11:45. Getting in 2 hours later, I didn't really care. And I didn't look at the connecting part. And it was a Southwest, which is a little weird anyway. If you've ever flown Southwest, the whole you don't have a seat, you just go in and sit where you want, and then it's just weird. So I go up to the counter, I look up and it says Orlando. I said, excuse me, ma'am, they changed the gate for Nashville. I know it's a connecting flight, but I never got an alert. She goes, no. It's a bit of a weird flight. She goes, you're going from Albany to Orlando to Nashville. I said, yeah, I've driven to Nashville before. I don't ever remember going past Orlando that I'm aware of. She goes, no, it's an odd connection. I said, why would you even make the connection? Like, why not just go like Albany, Mars, Nashville? Anyway, it actually was fine because it was a 2.5 hour flight. I think I slept for every second that we were in the air. Got off the plane, quick turnaround in Orlando, flew to Nashville. Now, Steve and Rob flew into Nashville also. They picked me up. So I'm under the gun anyway. 2 of the owners of Jailbird Jog drive me around. Well, you know what happened. She made a break. You know, somebody had messaged Rob, I think it was Rob. I can't remember. It said it looks like Anthony hit a wheel. Anthony didn't hit any goddamn wheels. He hit nothing. I get up on top of Scotty, but at that point, it was a coin flip. I know what Jailbird Jog's like. If I grab a hold of her hard there, she's more apt to make a break. She's used to following helmets, and she's usually quite polite, but she's been racing very good. She's a little anxious. She wants to get at it. And as I start her up, I put her in I gave her a very professional drive up until that point. I put her in the spot I wanted to be. Going out of there, I say to myself, just keep an eye on Scotty. I don't care what's going on to the left of me. That's the horse I have to beat. If he's going out of there, I don't want to push her, but I'm going to stay as close as I can. And if he's not going out of there, just drop him in front of you and follow him. That's it. No, it's not, don't be a genius. That's exactly what I did. His horse put a couple of steps in, leave him. I just backed her up. There you go. Drop it in front of me. Dexter gets away in front of him. The quarter's up. It's hot, like 27 and a piece. It's a freebie. At that point, when the quarter pops up 27 and a piece, I'm thinking, winner. Don't think I can lose. I just have to follow cover, let it develop, therein lies the problem. She's never raced like that yet. Quiet, moved her down the backstretch and just tipped her 3 deep when she wanted to in her first start. Quarter pulled her to the front in the second start. She's done everything perfect, but she does get a little green. She does get a little anxious because she's a baby, right? So I try to get Scotty going. He's waiting on Dexter. Dexter's waiting on Todd McCarthy. Steve asked a great question. He goes, like, what happens if you just like wheel it around them and go? I said, no problem at all. They both inch out, and by the time I get to them, they're both out, and I'm 3 wide going around the pair of them at the 5/8. In which case, if I get beat, I look like the biggest idiot on earth. And if I don't get beat, a little bit aggressive, don't you think? I said I didn't need them to do anything different. I just needed them to do it a little quicker. You know, if Dexter doesn't take the time to wait for Todd, and then when he comes, what's the sense of urgency from Dexter Dunn? He's not stupid. I'm following 2 of the best drivers in the world. They know the pace is hot. They know it's going to collapse. All he has to do is wait for his filly to trot forward. He's a winner, which he actually did. They just did not get moving quick enough. As we come out of the turn, I have 3 options. Option A, grab a hold of Jailbird Jog, which could be a problem. You can't just fight with her, right? She's a little bulldog. You can kind of seesaw her, but I'm hoping that the flow develops and Dexter gets moving, Scott gets moving. I can stay a half length back, and everybody's fine. And I beat them. I'm sure of it. Option 2, let her coast up onto the back of Scotty, which I did, which resulted in a break. I didn't run over him. I didn't hit him. I didn't interfere with him in any part. Option 3, wheeler 3 deep, which is lunacy and not really an option now, is it? So, Jailbird Jog makes a break. I think that's, and not out of me being angry, but just out of the fact that I'm pretty sure we have a good handle on Jailbird Jog now. There doesn't need to be any more sightings of Anthony driving her. And quite frankly, as I said to you, all I gained today from driving her was to miss my son hitting a 3-run home run in Cooperstown. Miss them winning 2 games. And as I said in the other video, hard work and dedication get you a long way. It doesn't guarantee you success. And there was no success today. The reason I don't need to drive her anymore is because she is easy to bring back off the gate now. She is polite. Very simple. Just don't put her in a spot where she could get anxious and make a break, because you know what? She will. She could. And even that will dissipate with time. So I felt terrible. I tell you what, Robin and Steve were good about it though. They said, you know what, she made a break, but she's going into Kentucky. We know she's probably better than those horses that are here anyway. There anyway, right now. There's horses coming in from other states also. But there's no denying her raw talent speed, which I always knew she had. There was never any question of how fast she was, how strong she was. But whether it be Scotty, who's still non-committal because he's driving Vernon Beachy's filly, or James, or my brother Mark, or Dexter, or any one of those top guys, it doesn't matter. She's a super good filly. So she raced good. Unfortunate the break was very, very tough for me to take for a number of reasons. You know, it turns out that I wasted my time and yours. I got up at 3:30 in the morning to go all the way across the country to try and prevent exactly what I did. Tough one. Really, really tough one to take. But my boy hit a home run. The team's 3 for 3. They get 2 games tomorrow. I can't wait. Degas raced very good. You can't ask her to do anything more than that. That's her doing 100% of what she can do. And there's a spot for her in Kentucky. Racing in the Wildcat or the bottom bottom division, whatever it's called. She'll mop them because she's handy. Eric and I talked about making a shoeing change on her as we get to Kentucky, a lot softer track. We also discussed Jailbird Jog, and Eric was right. Probably don't need to make any change on her just yet. If it's a necessity, prepping her for the race or in her while she's there, well, then we can address that in Kentucky quite easily. Take off for sure. Doesn't need flip flops on. She can wear a full suede shoe or 9/16s or half-inch, half-round, or whatever. Resolve Indeed just doesn't need to be in Canada anymore. She can come south. That was the Prospect Series today. She didn't do in it. She's not a contender in it. A nice filly, and there is a place for her, and she will make money, but does not need to be north of the border any longer. Blue Ventura, we're going to give him a little time off. I think he's earned it. He's raced pretty hard all year long and done a very good job all year long. All right, where's this place at here? 0.1 kilometers. It's right here, isn't it? Most certainly is. Right here. I found it. There's no parking spots, though. I'll just park right here. What are they going to do? Tow me? I don't even know if anybody has a tow truck out here. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So Resolve Indeed can come south of the border now. She'll fit nicely at Northfield in the Meadows. Blue Ventura just needs a little rest, a little freshening up. Horse has been going wide open since winter time. Done us good, but when you draw the 7-hole, 9-hole, and they go in 52, 53, just give him a little rest. If we don't see him for 4 or 5 weeks, that class will slow down. He'll be fresher when he comes back, and he'll be able to pound out the rest of the money in that classification, and then we'll make a decision together what we're going to do after that. And then Diosa de la Danza, that's the question mark of the day. That's not her tonight. Draw her blood. I want to know what's going on. I think there's a couple of things at play. Could the allergies be there bothering her a little bit? Yes. Whatever is there, if there's anything physically bothering her, we'll find it, and we will remedy it quite quickly. The other issue is, I noticed in Sayota she was touching her knees a little bit more than she was at the Meadows. Is that her feet bothering her a little bit? Do we maybe need to make a tiny bit of corrective footwear with her? It's possible. It's very possible. That's something we can do, but this has to be nipped in the bud. I mean, you can't see the filly go into a Buckeye. Here's a filly who was second in 53 to a legit sire stake, Pennsylvania sire stake filly, her first start. Comes out in the next generation, gets beat fair and square, 51-1, and then comes out and gets beat in the Buckeye. So we need to nip this in the bud and get her back on track, and that will be my job of the week. I've already orchestrated, I already told both Jasons I want the blood drawn on the filly. I want to get to the bottom of that side of it immediately, and then we'll start working on any other issues she may or may not have. The rest of the week, a little slow through Tuesday, Wednesday. Zena Kemp, obviously 8-1. I don't understand that, but I guess she made the break. Nobody knows down there exactly how good she is. She's one of our best fillies, so I think the 8-1 is an exaggeration. I haven't seen her competition. Maybe there's some killers in there, but I doubt it. Grand Slam Dio has not been great, but is in an overnight race, 7-2. So I guess we'll see how she races. And Delicious Stone DK's in a great spot again tomorrow, 2-1 morning line. Melisandre, she may be fitting into the category of Blue Ventura a little bit. The avenue for Melisandre and the avenue for Grand Slam Dio is similar. They're going to Harrisburg. We already got a great mark on Grand Slam Dio. We'd love to get a stake win in Kentucky on her resume. Melisandre won't be given the same opportunity as far as stake wins, but she is in a situation where she could take a very, very good mark this summer. Woodmere Bullet at Summerside, he's picked to win too, I believe, as is Jimboree on 7-2 on Wednesday. And then Thursday, our girls are in action. There's other horses racing, obviously, but our girls are in action. Cherry's Girl, 7-hole, must be a tough division and a tough crew. 12-1 for a filly that was even money the other day in her first sire stake race. Pretty Eyes and Lies gets Andy McCarthy, 6-1. Interested to see how she'll race. And Dexter Dunn is going to drive Don't Ask Again. She's 8-5 morning line and in a good spot and coming in very sharp. So I am very interested to see exactly what will take place throughout the rest of the week. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, the most interest I'll have is right in there. Well, I guess he's actually not there. He's at the barracks with the team. But my family and Ollie is what this week was supposed to be about. I did take today off because I thought it was vitally important that I did it. And in fact, it was not. So, not what I wanted to see take place, for sure. I do have one update. Save America got out of surgery and all is well. Everything went well with him. I've not seen the radiographs, and they'll go to Dr. Brown also. We'll look at a soft and a firm prognosis and rehab schedule for him and have him back as soon as we can. It will likely be, if I'm guessing, 6 weeks in the stall, 6 weeks in the pool. There's 3 months, at least 6 more weeks of training. You're looking at, what are we in, July to August, around Christmas time. We'll have Save America back if all is well. So with that, I am going to and don't quote me on that. I really should not have said that. It will be up to people with medical degrees, not me. So I will talk to you all very soon. I know it has not been for a lot of us the start of the week, the start of the summer, the start of July that we wanted. I get it. I know where you're coming from. I feel it. But we're on the cusp. As I said the other day in a video, timing, right? Timing. Everything is timing, and timing has just been off this week. So not a horrible week, but I am expecting better things, and I'd like to see them very soon. We'll continue to work hard, and as I said, just because hard work and dedication do not pay off today, it is a recipe for success, and we will continue to work as hard as we can to make sure the stable is running properly and successful. So I am around. Don't worry. I get messages from people saying, "Oh, I don't want to bother you." You're not bothering me. I'll respond to your messages and your emails and your texts when I can. But for right now, I am back at the hotel in East Springfield, New York, which is about 20 minutes from Cooperstown. Back at the Ball Diamond tomorrow. I cannot wait to see this boy play. Really excited for tomorrow. So thanks everybody for the notes, good, bad, or ugly, or otherwise. We'll get things squared away properly very, very soon. Take care.